Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the Revoltech Amazing Yamaguchi RYU Hayabusa Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge version. The first release of RYU Hayabusa was pretty darn good, but had some problems, like legs falling apart and things like that. The good old-fashioned Revoltech problems. And I was hoping this guy would solve those problems, and in some ways he has. I was hoping he would be a good enough figure that he would replace the better looking RYU Hayabusa, because for me this is not the look. I like the classic look way more. Well, not the classic look, we'll review that later this year. Anyway, let's go ahead and get this guy off the stand and take a closer look. Now, before we get into the figure, I do want to show you my package. It is the new modern Revoltech packaging, which makes me sad. But you can see a photo there. It's like, hey, we still do Revoltech shoulders. Don't forget it. And then you have this here. That is that cover art, if I remember correctly? Maybe not. Anyway, there you go. Some photos on the back. Shows the figure can pose like a Revoltech, can pose like a RYU Hayabusa. It's gonna do the stuff you want it to do, ninja-like posing. So, as I mentioned, I prefer the other look for him more, but this is a good enough look that if the figure was good enough, it would replace the other one, but I don't think we're quite there. But let me know what you guys think. Question of the day: which look for RYU Hayabusa is your favorite? You can pick any game, even if it's dead or alive, though I'm guessing those aren't very unique designs. Okay, so this guy is... well, he wasn't. I got mine at Big Bad Toy Store, but he may be in pre-order status still, depending on like what kind of inventory they have right now. I'll put a link in the description below. Either way, you can get one if you want to get one. 6 1/4 inches to the top of the noggin. That's going to make him about 16 centimeters. Here he is up against Darwin. Definitely fudgeable into 1/12 scale. Not quite, but he shouldn't be that tall, so I mean, he's gonna look small, but he should kind of. I don't know what his official height is. I'm guessing it's under 6 foot. Probably like 5'10" is my guess. 5'9", 5'10". Anyway, here he is, and he does look nice. It feels more solid. We don't have the loose knees right off the bat. That's nice. But it also feels like an old Revoltech at the same time. One of the problems I have with this guy is the lack of paint is kind of jarring. And it's not like you need a whole lot for the main body, and we do have the paint where we need it in some places, but the arms just look like bare plastic in a bad way. Yeah, I don't know. But then we also have things like this, and I looked at these arms compared to the other one's arms, which I'll show you at the end. Like, I'm just going to pose them next to each other once. I'm not sure if they're the same or not. They look to be the same, but like this one's veins are a little bit of a sharper sculpt. But they're the exact same sculpted veins as the other guy's arms, but also we have a little bit of like faceting going on in between the parts. So in a lot of ways, he doesn't look quite as nice. There are a few little spots. Like I even think possibly the top of the head is the same. Not this part, but this part. I don't know. Anyway, it looks a little bit unfinished, a little bit undercooked, and I don't know. The other one just seemed nicer. Does the other one have paint on its arms? Let me look. Nah, he doesn't seem to have shading either. The skin tone's a little bit darker. Maybe that helps. I don't know. Yeah, he doesn't look bad, but I don't think he looks better than the first one. But let's look at the detail stuff that we can show you, since there's not a lot of paint on this guy. There's not a lot to say. The face looks nice. The eyes are a little bit of a different design, a little bit of different color. But they look pretty good. The forehead piece looks good. The scarf still has some texture going on. That looks nice. The details are there enough. But I don't know if it's enough. Like, it's there. But it also, you have to get really tight in to see some of it, and not having a lot more paint, like especially on the arms, I think just really throws it off. And you do get some more paint on one of the arms. This isn't actually how he comes in the package. He comes with this arm. I don't love the way this looks. I know some people like it, some people don't. I'm not thrilled with it. Oops. I will never, ever, ever pose him with this arm personally. But if you want a little bit more color, you do get that. Yeah, so I don't know. He looks fine proportionally. He's a Revoltech, but he's fine. Once you pose him up, he's going to look good. Yeah, it's not like a standout, I guess is the thing. I was really hoping it would be. It's just your run-of-the-mill Revoltech that is of a ninja, and it looks like that. So it's fine. Aesthetically, I'll go 8 out of 10. There's nothing jarringly wrong with it. But for the price point, I'd like to see them put some paint on that skin. He does have less paint throughout the body otherwise, so that would have been nice. Now, as far as accessories go, like I told you, we do get the alternate arm with the whatever it is. And you get a bunch of hands, plenty of hands, all the hands you're going to need probably. I think that's fine, including the hand to hold the little throwing stars, which you do get 2 of. That's a nice touch. You get 2 clips for his back. 1 clip for his regular scabbard and sword, which nicely done, pretty good looking. Although getting the scabbard into that clip did separate the scabbard a little bit. It didn't come apart fully, but be careful with that. But then you get the other clip to hold the other weapons. I think they both fit on there. I'll let you know if they do or don't. But you get 2 other weapons also. So you get the sword and scabbard. You get the stick. I don't remember what they're called at all. In fact, I'm not sure. I think I only played a little bit of 3. But you get the stick, and then you get the scythe. Is that what it's called? I think that's what it's called. Either way, it's gigantic, and it looks pretty good. They did a nice job with that. But that's it. That's not a ton. Oh, you get the Revoltech display stand, but that's it. Not a ton of stuff, but definitely enough. But again, you know, we're creeping up in prices here, and I would like to see more, you know, just in general, just more. But it'll get an 8 out of 10 for accessories. The display stand is nice, and you get everything you need, so that'll be okay. All right, now let's see if he can pose. Not surprisingly, we have a ball hinge for the scarf. That does work. We have the ball hinge for the scabbard. I get why they do that. I just wish it didn't stick out so far. It's just clumsy looking. If you're not doing it for like a single photo where you can hide everything, if you just have to put it on your shelf, there's going to be angles where you see this and it looks bad. So I don't care for that, but it's not the end of the world. All right, let's see what we have. Should I brighten him up? Darken? I don't know how to do this because he's black plastic, but then this looks too bright. I guess we'll leave it like this. The neck moves around pretty well, similar to the first one. Really not much to talk about. I don't like that his head is hollow. That sucks. He does have posable eyes, by the way. You can pull his face off and pose the eyes, though I will never do that. Ever, ever, ever. I hate having to adjust posable eyes on little figures like this. And they are centered from the factory, so that's nice. I'll leave it there, but the head does move around nicely. You do get the butterfly joint that on this guy works really, really well. It's maybe a little bit too loose, but it does work. I mean, given the design it's well incorporated, so that's very nice. You have your ball hinge shoulders, which give you all the range and all the gaps, standard Revoltech fashion. You know, it's going to be good to pose him, but also you have to just be okay with seeing those shoulder balls. I really wish they would just cover up the shoulder balls, just go higher with the shoulder, and it would still have most of the functionality. But yeah, you do have the crazy mechanical nature of these joints to get them to do all kinds of extra posing. Bicep swivel is crooked and not good looking, like I said, but it is there and it is useful for using bicep swivels. To whatever degree you want to use them, I guess. But it does get weird looking fast. For the elbow, standard Revoltech, where you can get extra range by having gaps, or you can have less range and fewer gaps. So that's pretty much there. And then ball hinge wrists are standard ball hinge wrists. For the torso, bunch of different pieces in here, but it does work nicely, which is what it needed to do, and that's good. He just bends all the way over, and I love that. I love it, love it, love it. He bends all the way back, and I love that. Not as far back maybe, but definitely enough. And then side to side is also basically whatever you want it to do, so that's great. Revoltech does a good job with torsos most of the time these days, and you get your rotation wherever you would have a ball peg, so that's good. For the hips, it's standard Revoltech annoyance where you have to use the angles and rotate things, and it's just a pain in the ass, but you can get the range done. These guys are less of a nuisance than before, but they're bigger and they're on both sides, so be aware of that. They don't come off. I mean, they're not like accessories, but they are in the way completely for handling the figure, so just be aware of that. But yeah, you can get imposed. Just be aware that the hips are Revoltech hips with the annoying swiveling and finagling to get them to go where you want, and it's just an unnecessary thing, and I'm going to complain about it until they stop doing it. They have stopped on some figures, but on others it's still there. It's still annoying. The knee, it's maybe not the best one they've done. Look at the gap. You don't normally have that much of a gap on the knee on a Revoltech. You can force it, but it doesn't really want to stay, so you have to use this shin thing if you want to get a really deep knee bend. But if you keep the shin straight, it's not as good as some Revoltech figures, and it does get kind of loose, though he's not falling apart like the first one, so that's nice. So yeah, like I said in the beginning, this is not some kind of standout Revoltech, unfortunately, which is kind of true of the first one too. I think everybody wanted these to be the best figures ever, and for whatever reason, they just didn't do it as much as we wanted them to. The ankles have decent range. Not that much going forward, but you get the toe hinge, but the toe hinge is loose. It's well sculpted, well enough placed, but it is loose. Ankle rocker is good. Yeah, he's just, like I said, it's gonna be that. It's fine. For a Revoltech figure, it's fine. For me, if you're making a ninja, which is essentially like Spider-Man and ninjas, that should be Revoltech's thing. Let them just go to town with posability and everything, and they don't really do that. They haven't done that, unfortunately. Again, it's gonna be good enough. If you wanted this, go ahead and get it, but it's not a standout for Revoltech standards for articulation. For Revoltech, I'll give him a 8 out of 10. Nothing crazy, but it is good. Now it's time for the final verdict. It doesn't replace the first one for me. I like that the knees don't fall apart, but that's about it, I think. I guess these things are less annoying, but also in some ways more. Yeah, for me, the first one is more than enough. I don't need this guy at all in my collection since I have the first one, which I like the design of more. And the slight improvements for this guy don't make up for it. But that's very subjective. That's just my personal preference, and you guys can decide for yourselves what you like. And you can let me know in the comment section below because I'm curious what you think. But for me, it's the first one. This guy's going to get an overall rating of 8 out of 10. 8.5 out of 10, I guess. I'll go 8.5. But, it's fine. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and I'll be done there. So thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos just about every single day, and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.